Morning at 8 on Fox 14.
You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, KOAM's Anthony Saviello will share with us how one group is harnessing the new year energy into keeping a healthy lifestyle.
Plus, a minor was arrested in Galena for the death of a 38-year-old man yesterday.
And take a look at this shot from the MoDOT camera I-44 range line. Clouds building in, but a beautiful sunrise out there for us. We'll have a complete look at your forecast a little later, and a look at the forecast get you out the door coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
I'm Chris Warner, just after 7 a.m. on this Tuesday morning here in the 4 states. And first day back for work for a lot of folks.
Yep, back in the normal swing of
things. A
things.
little cold out
Over.
there. It's going to make you go, I don't really want to go to work today. Right. It's too cold to go outside. But if it helps, it'll be a little warmer. You can do it.
Yes. Well, kicking up the New Year's.
Yeah.
Do you have any resolutions?
I gave up on those years ago because I realized no matter what resolution I set, no matter how silly it was, wasn't going to happen. But I understand there's some people trying to help with that, though.
That's right. The number one most common New Year's resolution is to exercise more. However, many are unable to keep up with it all year.
KOAM's Anthony Saviello went to a fitness class yesterday morning where they're using the New Year energy to embrace a healthier lifestyle.
Another year, another attempt at sticking with that promise to yourself of starting to exercise more. Those who made their way to Everybody Fitness have already gotten themselves off to a great start. Here it's not just another year, it's a new year. And with that comes a new energy.
It is totally cliche to make the gym a New Year's resolution. The thing with that is really that so many people try to go in and do it by themselves, and that's why they fail. So they're going into the gym, they're wandering around all the machines, they're not really sure how to use the machines or which machines they're supposed to be using. So what we do is we create a group atmosphere where they can get accountability and camaraderie.
This 2-hour intensive session included kickboxing, strength training, and an exercise known as Pound.
It really is not about one gym, it's about us coming together as a community and really just trying to reach people and let them know that they're capable of doing so much more. And so it's really an exciting thing.
Though exercise can be intimidating, Whitney says half the battle is focusing on encouraging yourself.
I'm not a stereotypical gym owner as far as like my physical appearance goes, but I tell people all the time, it really doesn't matter what you can't do. Instead, try to focus on what your body can do for you. And that'll really get you out of that mindset of like the negative, I don't look like this, or I can't do a jumping jack, Instead of focusing on that, focus on what you can do and celebrate your body the way it is.
Something I try to embrace here. Oh my goodness. I'm way too out of shape. Oh dear Lord. Oh God. Well, I did say try. I won't be a professional kickboxer anytime soon, that's for sure. But if your New Year's resolution is similar to mine and you want to start living a healthier lifestyle, well, the key is you just got to start. And maybe find someone so you don't have to do it alone. Reporting in Joplin, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
And you can find more information about Everybody Fitness on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com.
So they asked me about my resolutions. Did you have any to kick off the new year?
I'm going to actually start going to the gym.
Okay.
I am. I'm going to really try to put myself out there.
This is the only problem I have because folks at home notice this, okay? I'm not getting completely undressed. I've got all of this. It went right here. But look, if I tighten this up here, look at how small all this is. Why did it all go down here? I mean, I know I don't eat the healthiest food in the world sometimes, but
you're doing great.
Maybe if I sprint over there.
There you go.
That's what I'm going to try. Let's take a look out. Let's take a look outside at the camera, our camera. There's not a good stopping point over here. Not a good stopping point because if you go through this, there's a brick wall on the other side. That might be painful. However, what's not painful, we have a pretty nice sunrise. Even though the clouds are continuing to increase across the area, we do have this nice start to the day, albeit a bit cold because, as we discussed yesterday, 2 out of 3 computer models said it was going to be cloudy yesterday. Well, the one that said it wasn't was the one that was right. So we did clear out, but that also allowed us to be a little clearer overnight. That's why we got a little colder this morning. Got a light breeze out there. The clouds continuing to work in. Another shot of that sunrise from the MoDOT camera. I am out of shape. I-44 and range line. And here's a look at the clouds on the Skywatch storm trackers. They continue to roll in from the west and southwest, so a mostly cloudy day is what we're looking at. Get a cold start though, 26 Joplin, 24 in Pittsburgh. And as we get our day underway, a few peaks of sunshine possible this afternoon. Temperatures though warmer, about average, right into the low to mid 40s. I'm going to go catch my breath and have some water, and we'll have a look at your full forecast a little later. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. Well, authorities in Galena, Kansas arrested a minor in the shooting death of a 38-year-old man. It happened just after 2:15 yesterday morning at the Village Circle Apartments near East 7th Street and State Line Road. Police say when officers responded, they found a juvenile male sitting on the stairs of the apartment building who told them a person had been shot on the 3rd floor. Officers found the victim, Christopher Story, dead in the apartment. The juvenile was arrested and taken to a juvenile detention center pending formal charges. Authorities say a Carl Junction man has died from injuries sustained in a crash last Friday. The crash happened after 6 a.m. Friday morning on Route M at State Highway 43, about 7 miles north of Oronogo. Authorities say 36-year-old Kevin Ford entered the intersection into the path of a semi, hitting the tractor trailer it was towing. The semi went off the road. Ford was taken to the hospital where he later died. The driver of the semi was not hurt. And the Kansas Commission on Judicial Conduct says a veteran judge in Montgomery County violated state judicial ethics rules. In November, the commission issued a cease and desist letter to Judge F. William Collins. It stems from a complaint filed by an attorney claiming Collins attempted to influence a local judicial race in 2022. The complaint says Collins asked another candidate to pursue a different judgeship, offering to have his wife donate to the candidate's campaign if done so. This isn't Collins' first disciplinary action. You can read about others on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. And coming up, an earthquake rattled Japan yesterday, causing widespread destruction. We'll hear why the road to recovery could be a long one. And later, a 9-year-old learns the importance of being responsible with her money. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Newscast is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Simply more convenient.
Topping World Watch, the death toll keeps climbing in Japan after a series of powerful earthquakes struck the western coast of the island country at New Year's Day. Officials say there's no time to waste as search and rescue missions ramp up. But as the road to recovery seems long, the coast for many residents may not clear just yet. Fox News senior correspondent Claudia Cowan reports on the latest.
Immense cleanup and recovery continue along the western coast of Japan after a massive 7.6 magnitude earthquake and multiple aftershocks slammed the region New Year's Day. This, according to the Japan Meteorological Agency.
I have received report that very large-scale damage has been confirmed so far, including numerous human casualties, building collapses, and fires.
The string of earthquakes killing dozens of people and demolishing hundreds of structures, while crumbling apart roads, flipping cars, and triggering widespread water, power, and cell phone outages.
It didn't feel like the normal, you got an earthquake for, tremors for a couple of minutes. This felt more significant than that. And it felt a lot more dangerous.
The Japanese military sending roughly 1,000 soldiers to disaster sites to assist in rescue missions. Officials fear people may still be trapped inside homes and under debris. Japan's prime minister says crews are, quote, fighting a battle against time. Residents in some areas are still being warned not to go back to their homes because of the potential risk of more quakes in the coming days. Meanwhile, regulators for several nuclear plants in the area say those facilities are functioning normally. The earthquakes also sparked critical tsunami warnings in the region, but officials called them off early Tuesday. Claudia Cowan, Fox News.
Video shows the moment a series of powerful earthquakes hit western Japan on Monday. In the video captured by a visitor at the Ono Minaction Shrine, stone lanterns and trees are seen swaying as the ground shakes. Reports say the earthquakes registered at a magnitude of 7.6. Japanese media outlets report 48 confirmed deaths from the earthquakes. And a passenger plane in Japan caught fire this morning. The plane was on the runway of Tokyo's Hayden Airport when the fire started. Local TV showed a large burst of fire erupt from the side of a Japan Airlines plane as it taxied on a runway. The area around the wing then caught fire. NHK TV reported that all passengers aboard believed to have been out. There was 400 of them and they got out safely. It wasn't immediately clear what had happened or if there were injuries. Haneda is one of the busiest airports in Japan and many people travel over the New Year holidays. The story is continuing to develop.
And we've got ourselves a mostly cloudy day out there, but a pretty nice sunrise to begin the day under cold temperatures. We'll take another look at that forecast in a moment. And coming up a little later, a family in Utah is using an app to help teach their daughter to be financially responsible. Got that and a lot more coming up.
For 70.
They go. There's the guy that knows his Doja Cat.
It's all new, all January. Celebrity Name That Tune, tonight on Fox.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:15 on this Tuesday morning. Taking a look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker. No precipitation to show out there, but plentiful cloud cover. And we are going to remain mostly cloudy through today and into the evening hours before we'll start to clear a bit as we go overnight and into our Wednesday. Here's a shot of those clouds from our camera at 7th and Rangeline and the beautiful sunrise we're getting out of that. Sitting at 26 in Joplin right now. Light south breeze at 7, just enough to make it feel like 18 degrees out there. Temperatures around the region still holding right around the low to mid 20s across the area, so not too bad, but cold, and many of us below normal out there. And you factor in even a light breeze, we got a lot more wind chills into the teens, and the winds are going to start to pick up as we head through the day, gusting out of the south at around 20 miles an hour. All right, we get our morning underway. Cloudy skies out there, mid 30s by 11 this morning, and despite this really cold start, we are going to be a little warmer today. In fact, about average as we go low to mid 40s with those mostly cloudy skies, maybe a few peaks of sunshine out there here and there. We go into the evening. Again, we start to go partly cloudy, and we'll go partly cloudy overnight and start to clear out towards sunrise tomorrow. We're going to be cold again tonight, but it is seasonable as we drop into the upper 20s out there. Now we want to talk about some of the changes that are on the horizon for us. So as we go into our Wednesday morning, again, we'll start to clear out a few clouds here and there on our Wednesday, but otherwise not too bad, and we're going to be, again, about average. Clouds will rapidly return as we head into our Thursday, and as we go into early Friday morning, that's when we could see the beginnings of a wintry mix. Now at this point, I want to emphasize we're still not anticipating any major accumulations out of this because our daytime highs through the weekend with this system are still going to be about normal, which means they're going to be climbing into the low mid 40s out there. So even if we get that wintry mix, we're looking at slick spots on the roadway. So that can still be hazardous, but we're not anticipating major buildups of anything. And we'll have that transition to rain. We'll have some showers as we go into early Saturday morning. We'll have pauses here and there, and then we could see a brief wintry mix as we go overnight Sunday into very early Sunday morning before that begins to clear out. Leading into that, though, again, temperatures average, low to mid 40s out there. Clouds increasing for us on our Thursday. As we head into Friday, we got that rain-snow mix out there. Wintry mix again possible for us on our Saturday. But again, anything we get doesn't last long because we go back into the low 50s as we start next week. And then we're watching another system. Now, again, with this one, not anticipating anything significant at this point, but we're still a week out. Tons of changes are going to happen for sure. But we're looking at rain and possibly a rain-snow mix as we head into next Tuesday. But again, temperatures are going to be about average, maybe a pinch below, but they'll still be warm enough that we're not anticipating any major accumulations at this point. So we will watch next week's system and the one as we head into the end of this week for you, and we'll keep you updated through the next several days. Let's check your forecast. We'll be back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
The area's favorite premier gaming destination.
If this program could work for you, or visit us at joplinhabitat.org.
Well, a 9-year-old girl in Utah is using an app on her phone to learn about saving and investing. Her family is hoping this is something that will stick with her for the rest of her life.
Fox's John Francie is in Salt Lake City and spoke with a young investor about her new financial habits.
The presents and cards have been opened, Christmas is over, and many kids may have received this, cold hard cash. Now the first instinct might be to spend it on the latest video game or a new pair of sneakers. The other option is to encourage this money to grow through investing. Right now, a high yield savings account averages about a 5% annual return, and the stock market can be even more lucrative. The S&P 500 averages about a 10% return every year. What was once reserved for adults is now an option for kids. I met a 9-year-old in Ogden who is earning accolades for her willingness to save money. Elsa Kate Dees doesn't complain about doing chores. The 4th grader knows that every task she completes will earn her a little bit of money paid by her parents. And she's not running out the door to spend that cash.
Make sure you save your money instead of just spend it all the time.
Elsa saves her money in an app called Busy Kid. She did so well saving this year, the developer of the tech honored her with their Best of the Best award for 2023.
In a world where finances are kind of in a mess, this is exactly what we're trying to do, is change the next generation and how they think about this stuff.
I spoke with Greg Merced, the company's CEO. The app allows kids to invest their money, and when it's time to spend, they can make purchases with their own debit card. All the transactions must be approved by parents. He believes kids as young as 5 should start learning good financial habits.
If they can learn this kind of stuff early in life, it really changes the way they think about money. It changes the way they deal with their own money, and it really sets them up for success in the future.
That's why Elsa's parents encourage her to save the money she earns while setting some aside to spend or give to charity.
I hope these principles set in and they stick, and she can take these for life with her, and just helps give her that great foundation of financial achievements that we want to instill in our kids.
Elsa is already learning the value of $1.
I've been trying to save everything.
And maybe more importantly, what it means to save.
It's easier for you to save money, for then you have more money that you can get other things that you want instead of just having to spend it really fast.
And the app Elsa uses allows parents to create accounts for up to 5 kids in their family. As for what Elsa wants to do with the money she saves, she hopes to have enough to one day take a trip to the Harry Potter Wizarding World in Florida. We wish her all the best. In Salt Lake City, Sean Franke, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Got to start them young.
Absolutely. You certainly do have to. You got to get started in bed, because I wish I would have learned some of this stuff when I was younger.
Right? No, it's great. They put it on an app so it's easy to follow.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Makes it a lot better because kids love apps.
Yes, they do. Well, coming up, a new year means that there are new laws about to take effect. We'll have what you need to know.
And we've got a mostly cloudy day out there, but it is at least giving us a beautiful sunrise. We'll have another look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Days where you look and feel your best. What do you want more of? Let's get into it next,
Tamron Hall, this morning at 10, right here on Fox 14.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. The time now is 7:27 a.m. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy. The new year means new laws are going into effect in the 4 states. In Missouri, the big change is an increase to the minimum wage. Workers in the Show Me state are now guaranteed at least $12.30 per hour. That's up from last year's rate of only $12. Tipped employee wages are now $6.15 per hour, up from $6 flat. These increases come from a 2018 amendment passed by voters to gradually raise the minimum wage to $15 per hour in 2026. And in Kansas, the sales tax on groceries is dropping. The second phase of the Food Tax Act, takes effect, cutting the state's sales tax on our groceries from 4% to 2%. Governor Laura Kelly says it will result in $150 million in tax relief to residents. The final phase of the act will eliminate the tax in 2025. And in Oklahoma, there's a new family caregiver tax credit. It's designed to cover expenses related to caring for family members who are at least 62 years old and require help with daily activities. The credit is capped at $2,000 unless a family member being cared for is a veteran or has been diagnosed with dementia. In that case, the cap is $3,000. And a dozen states are now banning ghost guns beginning yesterday, including Colorado and California. The law prohibits firearms assembled at home or made with a 3D printer without serial numbers, which allows owners to evade background checks. California also has a new law banning people from carrying firearms in most public places. And Minnesota now joins about 20 states with a red flag law, which allows courts to temporarily take guns from people deemed to be an imminent threat to others or themselves. And runners in the four-state area started off their year participating in Joplin's Chili 5K event. Around 300 participants took part in the race, and everyone was awarded a medal for their efforts. This year was the first year that leash dogs were allowed to participate in the New Year's Day run.
I think the difference in this race is that it's just a great way to kick off the new year. It's a healthy way to start, and if you've got a resolution, it's a good way to stick with it, especially if it's something related to health and wellness.
Yesterday's Chili 5K began at 10:15 a.m. at the Cornell Art Complex and finished at the Joplin Family Y with a free kids run at the Y starting at 11.
And we've got a cloudy and cold start across the area for us this morning. Quick look from our camera on the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin. We've got the clouds. We still have a little bit of clear sky out there, but not much. Great view from the MoDOT camera too at I-44 and Rangeline looking back to the east. As you can see, the sun's starting to get obscured out there as the thicker clouds continue to push off to the east. No precipitation. This is not really happening. It's just radar clutter there. The only thing we've got to show you really is the clouds as they continue to roll into the area. So we are looking again at a mostly cloudy day. Cold start again, 26 in Joplin, 24 in Pittsburgh, and we are going to go mostly cloudy day, a few peaks of sunshine. Temperatures though a bit warmer, a little closer to average as we go into the low to mid 40s. We'll also have a southerly breeze gusting upwards of about 20 miles an hour. Got some changes on the horizon in that forecast. We'll take a look at the full one here in just a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. Well, this New Year's Day marks 2 weeks until the 2024 Iowa caucuses, the official start to the Republican presidential nominating process. Fox News correspondent Daniel Spunt is in Washington with more on what to expect on the campaign trail as this new year kicks off.
Happy New Year!
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis put aside New Year's celebrations to urge supporters to focus on the 2024 presidential race.
Are you ready to work hard over these next 2 weeks so that we win the Iowa caucus?
But DeSantis isn't alone in his New Year's resolution to win over voters, with just 2 weeks to go until the Iowa caucuses. The remaining GOP presidential contenders each have plans to barnstorm the Hawkeye state in the days to come. This weekend, former President Trump is planning a campaign rally in Newton, Iowa. His event on Saturday will also mark 3 years since the 2021 Capitol riot, an event that could impact the former president's current plans to win back his old job. In Maine and Colorado, Mr. Trump has since been removed from the 2024 ballots, pending any appeals. Still, the latest polls show Mr. Trump not only leading the Republican contenders, but also ahead of President Biden among young voters. A new national survey revealing 37% of voters under age 35 support Trump, compared to 33% for Biden. In a New Year's interview, the president touted his administration's economic policies, as his campaign also prepares a final push to win over voters.
So we brought a lot of jobs back to the United States. People are in a position to be able to make a living now.
And it's not only the Iowa caucuses that have the candidates' focus this month. Just over 3 weeks away is the New Hampshire primary. In Washington, David Spunt, Fox News.
That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Miss Charlene Patton is with us this morning, and she's going to share a recipe for edamame cucumber dip. You're watching the KOAM Morning Show on Fox 14.
Tonight on the CW.
That journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News.
Straighten my apron up
yeah,
there.
Well, that's all. I mean, because even this size is still too big for me in some ways. You know, it's all right. Well, Charlene Patton down from Topeka, Kansas Soybean Commission made a dip last week, which was similar to one she made a few months ago. Gone in seconds. gone in seconds. And now we've got another dip, an edamame cucumber dip appetizer. So we were doing desserts last month, and we're continuing with these appetizers now here in January.
That's right, because there's still football games and still time for family time. I've got family time here. And you know, when we get into January, it's time, maybe play some board games with your family, spend some family time together, and then this is a great dip to have with it. Okay, so what I have here is she has one package of edamame, and then this is English cucumbers. 2 cups that I actually chopped up there. To that, we're going to add some green onion. I'll let you put that in.
Okay.
Add some green onion to this, and then some cilantro. So I've cut that, and we'll add that to it. There we go, and I'll just stir that up. This is going to make our dip. Okay, now we're going to do the dressing, which is another special part of this recipe. In here already I have soy sauce, a tablespoon of soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. Gives it a special flavor, some garlic, and then I think I put, 1 teaspoon of maple syrup in there. So I'm going to mix this. You are going to add into this, I'll put it out here, our white wine vinegar. We'll put that.
And this just goes right in here.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Into the dressing.
See, I'm glad I checked.
That's okay.
I was telling Charlie, I said, when my wife is cooking, I stay out of the kitchen because I'm usually more in the way than anything else, but I'm going to give you I'm
going to give you a vote of confidence. So that's rice vinegar there that we're so this is kind of oriental. We'll see that. And then you have our soy ingredient, and that's soybean oil. Now she, in her original recipe, called for canola, but we are going to use soybean because that's the Kansas Soybean Commission.
What we do.
And that's a heart-healthy oil that we want to add in there. Okay, we'll add that, and we'll just mix that up. You could use a little whisk, and I've got a spoon here, and then we're just going to pour that over it.
Okay.
There we go, and mix that. And with this one, I think she said to serve it with pita chips. So I've got some pita chips, and we will serve that. You need a little bit of a heavier cracker, I'll say, because you've got a little bit bigger pieces with the edamame in there to do that. But talk about another healthy dip. This is great, and if you let that sit a little bit, that dressing will marinate with all those vegetables, and it'll be even better. So you're going to get to try this one too.
Fantastic. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. Well, Charlene, people want this recipe. Where do they go?
They should go to kansassoybeans.org, or you can also call our 800 number, 877-KS-SOYBEAN, and we'll send you all the recipes for January, but we'll also send December. If they want that December dip recipe and they didn't get it, they can, when they call, ask for them to send that too.
This has got a good, rich flavor to it.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Not too powerful, but not too weak. It's just perfect, and something about it. I can't place the flavor, but it is really good too. So another excellent dip. And that's, of course, to go with all those desserts we made last month too.
That's
We got a great combination. And, of course, if for any reason you've missed any of this, it'll always be on our website as well, KOAMnewsnow.com. Charlie, thank you so much for coming down again. Love having you here. And we look forward to seeing you next week. And we'll be back with more right after this.
14, simply more convenient.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is now 7:41 on this Tuesday morning, and we're taking a look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker. No precipitation out there. This is just radar clutter. Nothing out there other than clouds, and there's plenty of those as they continue to move in from the south and west. So a mostly cloudy day is in store for us today. As we mentioned, all 3 computer models at least agreeing today that it is going to be cloudy. Well, Joplin again blanketed by bird dogs. Just covered in them. I'm not sure. These observations come from the airport. It is Definitely not sunny, even though this is not working at the moment. I'll show you in a minute. 26 in Joplin, feels like 18 with a south breeze at about 7 miles an hour. Clouds again continuing to build in across the area. Temperatures still low mid-20s, but starting to see a few more upper 20s, especially as you head a little further to the east. And wind chills, even the light breeze, still into the upper teens and a few low 20s across the area. So a cold start to say the least out there. Cloudy skies will be the trend for us through the morning, and our temperatures going into the mid-30s by late morning. And as we head into the afternoon, temps about average, mostly cloudy skies, few peaks of sunshine out there as we go in the low to mid-40s. Southerly breezes gusting upwards of 20 at times, but otherwise not too bad. We'll start to go partly cloudy through the evening, overnight hours, and start to clear out toward tomorrow. And our temperatures cold but seasonable as we fall back into the upper 20s. So as we go through today, again, we got the clouds out there, and then they'll start to clear toward tomorrow. And we'll have a few clouds, maybe even just straight up sunny skies. Temperatures, again, about average for us. And then Thursday, clouds increase quickly ahead of this system heading into the weekend that could bring us a wintry mix and maybe some light rain across the area. At this point, temperatures are still expected to be about average as we head into Friday and Saturday, so that means the 40s. So any of this wintry stuff will transition to rain for us across the area. Could get a few breaks here and there. We'll see some additional showers Saturday morning and into our Saturday afternoon, and that could transition to a brief wintry mix as we head into early Sunday morning. But because our temperatures are still expected to be so mild, in terms of wintry stuff, they're going to be too warm for it. We're not expecting major accumulations, but do watch out for slick spots out there. Again, temperatures average, low to mid-40s heading into the weekend, above average by Sunday and Monday as we go in the low 50s. And we're keeping our eye on another system Monday into Tuesday that could bring us some rain and maybe another rain-snow mix Tuesday. Now, again, at this point, A, we're still a week away from this, so there's going to be a ton of changes. And B, we're looking at temperatures still at about average out there in the mid-40s. So if we do see any wintry stuff, not looking at any real accumulations, but slick spots again. But we'll keep an eye on both of these systems over the next several days and keep you updated. That's Check Your Forecast. Now here's Caitlin with a check of Consumer Watch.
Well, some big tech companies could be facing major case decisions this year. Antitrust cases are reportedly expected to be finalized in 2024 against some businesses like Google and Meta Platforms. The Justice Department could make closing arguments from a 2023 case against Google in May. The department claims Google's search engine and internet ad brokering created monopolies, while the Federal Trade Commission's suit against Meta Platforms claimed that the company weakened competition by acquiring potential rivals such as WhatsApp and Instagram. Meta has argued that its acquisitions benefited consumers and did not hurt them. And could bad market conditions for buying a house reverse course in 2024? Industry watchers say yes, but not by much. A report says real estate experts think this year could see more home sales and better mortgage rates, but potential home buyers won't see major changes in the market to help them. Mortgage interest rates aren't likely to fall below 6%. Realtor.com says they'll average in the 6.8% range this year. While availability will improve, you'll still pay to get it. The National Association of Realtors says the median home price will be more than $389,000. And the earliest version of Mickey Mouse is entering the public domain. As of yesterday, iconic character Steamboat Willie is now open for the public to use after the Walt Disney Company's copyright expired after 95 years. An early version of Minnie Mouse is also in the public domain. The cartoon, now known as Mickey Mouse, made its debut in 1928. Since then, Mickey Mouse has risen to be a symbol of the company, but more modern versions of the character are still under Disney's copyright. And during the holiday season, many Americans bought more than they should and put those extra purchases on credit cards. Americans are carrying more than $11 trillion in credit card debt, a new record according to the New York Federal Reserve. Donna Backus looks at why so many people get into this type of debt and how they can get out.
Allie and Josh Lupo met in college and both graduated with big student loans. The social workers didn't earn much money, so they turned to credit cards to make ends meet.
We weren't even really living a lavish lifestyle, but kind of just to get by. Credit cards felt like an opportunity for us to kind of have a little more wiggle room.
But the debt quickly piled up.
I think at one point we were just under $10,000. and I think our highest interest rate was 24%.
It's a common story according to Nick Woolney from CNET Money.
The average American having nearly $6,000 in credit card debt, it's something that is actually quite mainstream. It's the most common debt instrument for most American families and most American households.
Woolney recently wrote an investigation on the issue, interviewing several people with credit card debt, many paying record high interest rates.
That's just compounding month after month, and so it's really contributing to that debt spiral over time.
39% of adults say credit card debt is their biggest obstacle to building wealth. The Lupos were among that group until they came up with a plan.
We had never really calculated both how much we owed or how much that debt kind of radically impacted our lives.
They transferred their debt to new credit cards with 18 months at 0% interest. They developed a budget, took on extra jobs, and cut costs.
For us, it was also really identifying needs versus wants.
The couple eventually got out of debt and turned their experience into a personal finance education business called the FI Couple. The FI stands for the goal they achieved, financial independence.
And that's it for Consumer Watch this morning. Now let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Wade's RV wishes you great.
It's more than a service. It's our ministry.
A firefighter in Phoenix spoiled his co-workers with the perfect gift this holiday season.
Fox's Dominique Newland reports on the green present that had everyone jumping from their seats.
The holidays are a time for giving. And when the time came for Phoenix firefighter Greg Hagee to find a gift for his station's holiday party, he wanted to think outside the box.
You know what, man? I want to bring a responsibility.
Literally, something that can crawl out the box.
By the time I had thought about the idea, that iguana was back at my house in about 30 minutes.
Hagee gifted a lucky coworker with a 3-foot-long iguana at their White Elephant gift exchange. Some thinking it was a joke, others making a run for it.
Oh my God!
Hagee said his first thought was,
what's going through my mind is I'm about to get kicked out of this house.
But that turned out to be the complete opposite. The iguana, whose name is still in the works, was a hot commodity.
It almost became an arguing point of I'm taking this home. No, I'm taking this home. My kids will love this.
And the iguana now in a forever home and loved by the fire department. Hagee says he already has ideas for next year's gift exchange.
I bet it has a heartbeat.
But hopefully not causing too many more heart attacks. Reporting in Phoenix, Dominique Newland, Fox 10 News.
Well, he's definitely not getting invited to any more parties.
I don't know, though. You never know what he might bring next. Right? Could be something cute and cuddly. Could be a snake or a tarantula.
Right. You never know.
Interesting gift exchange. Well, we've got ourselves a mostly cloudy day out there. Quick look outside. Our camera 7th and range line. You can see mostly cloudy skies. The sun's still trying to peek through as it continues to rise. Here's our camera from the Cornell Complex downtown, but the clouds again quickly overtaking that sunrise this morning, and you can see it taking over. There's the sun again trying to peek through under these clouds, but eventually it will go away as these clouds continue to increase across the areas for us today. Sitting at 26 in Joplin, 25 in Pittsburgh with those cloudy skies. Mostly cloudy through the day, a few peaks of sun, but warmer, closer to average, low to mid 40s out there. We'll have another look at your forecast and the news you need to know right after this.
Feels good to be. We are proud to salute Laura Gooch, a 4-state hero.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Runners in the 4-state area started off their year participating in Joplin's Chili 5K event. Around 300 participants took part in the race, and everyone was awarded a medal for their efforts. This year was the first year that leashed dogs were allowed to participate in the New Year's run. And Joplin residents were invited to kick off their new year and their New Year's resolution goals. Everybody Fitness kicked off the new year yesterday by inviting Joplin residents to a 2-hour straight hype energy exercise class. The event was designed to get people to ring in the new year with a lot of energy and motivation to get into that healthy lifestyle that many put on for the New Year's resolution.
And we've got ourselves a mostly cloudy day out there. A few peaks of sunshine, a little warmer. Temperatures about average, low to mid 40s. Southerly breeze gusting upwards of 20. We'll go partly cloudy late in the evening and overnight. Temperatures cold but seasonable into the the upper 20s out there. We have partly cloudy to mostly clear skies for us tomorrow. Seasonable temperatures into the weekend. Watching that rain-snow mix Friday and Saturday. Not anticipating any significant accumulations by any means, but some slick spots definitely possible as temperatures remain warm, and then we we warm up a little bit Sunday and Monday as we go into the low 50s.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, college football fans were given a fantastic experience yesterday before the Rose Bowl. The B2 Spirit flew over the Tournament of Roses Monday morning, showcasing the long-distance precision capabilities of the bomber and its highly trained pilots.
Continuing a lasting relationship with the Tournament of Roses Foundation, the B2 kicked off the Rose Bowl game between Alabama and Michigan with a flyover. The B2 Spirit is America's premier strategic stealth bomber and one of the world's most advanced aircraft. It is operated by the 509th and 131st Bomb Wings at Whiteman Air Force Base right here in Missouri, 45 miles east of Kansas City.
The 509th Bomb Wing continues a legacy of excellence as we celebrate 30 years of B2 operations out of Whiteman AFB.
Certainly a very incredible experience. It's got to be something to see, you know.
Oh yeah, yes, it's definitely beautiful.
Well, and I do remember some flyovers that took place during the pandemic to kind of help folks who've been trapped in their homes. Different flyovers, and they did manage to come over Joplin as well 4 almost 4 years ago. How has it been that long?
No, they always are impressive.
They certainly are. Well, thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning.
We'll be back today at noon with more news.